vigilante. Resist the system, you know what I'm saying? Feel good right now. Let's get it.
Keep it 100.
Yeah, hey, minor is the one you want. Talking to your sons, I can talk about.
I done woke up, slept on me, trying to eat with vultures. Y'all look frail, let me feed the culture. Can't get full of the lead and coke, huh? Still sober, y'all OD, follow me. Where the rain follow me, king. Yeah, I know the king, Martin Luther King. You ain't really gonna throw, boy, you in a dream. Wake up, y'all don't want it. Down to the white, I better put Milo on it. And let's soon Chico Milo, homie. And if I'm scared, I guess I don't know it. Cause I'm still going right where the heat at. And where I ain't supposed to be, that's where I be at. And I spit that shit back, listen to the truth before the sky crack and the Lord get back. Or somebody wants to get back and they click clack, leave it bent back, looking at this intact. Never left, but I've been back, cross on my bit neck, and I don't rap gospel, I live that. But I'm nothing but a gimmick. You see me in the club, funny, you was in it. Skip a cosign, shout out to the homie Kendrick. And all I hear is crickets when I run into the critics. Oh well, show tells me a lot when they tell me to rock. Keep my eyebrows raised, smell what I'm cooking. And the sales may drop, yeah, the meal may stop, but they ask for the truth, yeah, I'm a dork. They like, how you do that now? Sound kinda nice, boy, who that down? Is everything real good, true and fair? But you probably wouldn't listen if you knew that down. If you knew that down.
The heart beats just a little faster right now, doesn't it? As they stand alone right now. No cornermen. They're just ready to make the ring walk for the big.
Keep your hands up, keep your chin tucked. It's the one and only Ghost with the shadow in the front. Hope you're having a blessed night. It is Thursday. Is it Thursday? Yes, it is Thursday. It is Thursday. What's good? Starting off with Canelo. Okay. Hold on one second. Yeah, look, I wasn't even gonna go live today, but I looked at a couple of other lives, right? About people talking about the Berlanga and Canelo fight. Because I'm actually really kind of curious to see like how people really feel about this fight. Like, I want to know if, because it's kind of funny, bro, because you got either people that are straight up calling it a trash fight or people trying to like explain it into like a better fight than what it is. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I already told you how I feel about the fight. It's got nothing against Canelo. I don't blame Canelo. I feel like he made I feel like business wise he did the best. Hold on one second, let me check this real quick. I feel like business wise he made the right decision by picking Berlanga. Now, when it comes to Canelo, like, I feel like this is why I always feel like the fight isn't competitive. Okay, yeah, but this is what I wanted to say, though. When it comes to Canelo, though, it's kind of like, it's sort of like, I've always said Canelo's always in a damned if he do, damned if he don't position, bro. Because Canelo is Canelo's only like, he's one of a handful of fighters, right? That if you notice, right, it's always slim pickings when it comes to him, bro. Like, no matter who he picks, really, because the big criticism that people say with Canelo is, oh, well, he doesn't fight who we want him to fight, right? But when you look at it, is it really like a long list of people? It's not. It's not like there's like a long list of people that like the dude's not fighting, bro. So I feel like you look at this situation and I see people calling it a cherry pick, and I'm like, well, how can you call it a cherry pick when David's not even fighting at 168 anymore? So, like, what do you want Canelo to do? Go up to 175 and challenge David? As far as Berlanga goes, business wise, what else was he supposed to do? Fight Billy or Shishkin or whatever the hell? Oh, what's the other dude's name too? There's another dude that I was watching. The dude from Cuba. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Who's the other champion? The other guy at 168. Well, regardless of Iglesias or something. No, not Skull. The other guy. What's his name? Hold on. Yeah, there you go, Sergeant. I can't say that guy's name. Yeah, that guy. I was watching a couple of his fights, and it seemed like the dude is fighting. It seemed like the dude, like I was watching the fights that they had available for him on YouTube, right? And it seems like they were talking Russian, or like he was fighting in Ukraine, or he was fighting in Russia or somewhere. I don't know where he was fighting, but they definitely, the commentators they wasn't speaking Spanish and they wasn't speaking English, bro. But look, it could be any one of these guys. It could be anyone. This is why I say, like, I'm not mad at Canelo, right? Because if we want to be completely honest here, let's go into the rankings again, like I always do, right? And show you, like, this is why I'm personally not mad at Canelo, because, like, what else was he supposed to do, really? Hold on. Hold on a second. There you go. Okay. Now, keep in mind, right, that for some reason, Box Live and Boxing Scene, for some reason, there has to be an explanation for this. They still have David Morrell and David Benavidez in the rankings, which is kind of weird because I'm pretty sure David Benavidez, ranked number 1, and David Morrell, ranked number 3, are at 175 now. So why they haven't been taken out of the rankings, I have no idea. Maybe it could be a situation like Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who fights at 140 but is still willing to fight at 135 for the Tank fight. But regardless, Benavidez isn't available. Morrell isn't available. He beat Munguia. Okay, so the only people left would have been William Skull. He couldn't have fought Pacheco because people still think, oh, well, that guy fights on the prelims, or this guy is green or whatever. Listen, it doesn't matter who Canelo was going to pick. It could have been Skull. It could have been Shishkin. It could have been Billy. Berlanga was the best option out of everybody that was left, bro. Clearly. So I'm not mad at it. Like, I'm not mad at that. I'm just mad at the fact that it's like, I will be very surprised if Edgar Berlanga puts up a good fight against Canelo. And I heard some people saying that like, oh, well, it's not that bad of a fight. It's not that bad. I mean, we're talking about competitive wise, right? Not business wise, bro. Who else was he supposed to fight, right? And like I said, Canelo's always in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, bro. They're always gonna. If he would have picked, imagine if he would have picked William Skull, or imagine if he would have picked Shishkin, or Billy. What do you think they would have said about Canelo? They would have went crazy, right? I guarantee you that if he would have picked one of those other guys, you would have had people saying, "Oh, well, he should have fought Berlanga." So it's always going to be like that. Me personally, I didn't want him to fight Berlanga because Berlanga represents Puerto Rico, and I know what's going to happen. It's gonna be embarrassing, bro. And look, I usually don't really play the race thing. You know how I am. I don't care. Like I'll pick against the Puerto Rican. Like, it's not that. It's just the fact I know the way it's going to be promoted. I know Berlanga. This dude probably thinks he's like the shit. You know, he's gonna walk in with Fat Joe. I mean, I just hope like Miguel Cotto or Felix Trinidad doesn't walk this guy out, bro. Like it's just like the dude doesn't have any. He doesn't have a lot of tools to beat Canelo. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what makes it worse is that Canelo's probably got the best chin in boxing, right? I say he's got the top 5 defense at least, right? Top 5 defense, definitely, if not the best chin. Who else got a better chin than Canelo? He's never been dropped. He's never really been rocked except early on in his career against Cotto's brother, right? Miguel Cotto. People think that Triple G might have hurt him or whatever. I think that was more due to stamina. The dude's got an ironclad chin, right? Then you got Berlanga, who is manufactured to look like this big power puncher, right? But in reality, he's not, bro. He's not. And we went through this yesterday because when you look at this guy's resume, when you look at Berlanga's resume, the guys that he knocked out in the first round, and I don't know if people were joking around yesterday. I saw people in the chat saying, well, come on, Shadow, like he was knocking people out in the first round. I don't know if y'all was like trolling. I don't know if y'all was trolling or not. But you can't name me 3 people that Berlanga knocked out in the first round without Googling, bro. Those 16 guys he knocked out, we don't know who they are. I've never seen them fight before. Right? And I never call dudes taxi drivers, Walmart clerks, nothing like that. But at the end of the day, I didn't know who the hell any of those guys were, bro. Right? They were just no-name fighters that Top Rank was throwing at Berlanga when he's a prospect coming up the ranks, right? That's basically all that was. When you look at it right here and I show you, okay. Yeah, G Funky, but Mike Tyson and Edgar Berlanga. I disagree, brother, a little bit. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with that. Because in Mike's career, in Mike Tyson's career, even though a lot of the fights were over in like a minute, 2 minutes, if you went to the bathroom, the shit was over, right? But there was a couple of fights that because I was just watching a lot of Mike's fights last week, actually. And there was a lot of his earlier fights that the guys he fought, you know, at the bell came at him. He got caught with some good shots, and it went for more than 1 round. And you could clearly see Mike actually had defense and was, you know, he had the Mike Tyson-esque guard and was bobbing and weaving, and you could tell he wasn't just throwing the same punch over and over and over again, right? Berlanga, if you ask somebody about Berlanga, like you ask them, you know, what is his attributes? What are they going to say? Right? Every time that he's ever the fighters that Berlanga struggled with, these were dudes that was just throwing a jab and setting shit up. If a fighter's got a halfway decent jab, Berlanga is having a long night at the office, bro. That's the issue I have when it comes to this fight. But it's got nothing to do with Canelo personally, because I feel like personally he made the right choice business-wise, bro. Who else was he supposed to pick? And you know that they're going to make this about Puerto Rico and Mexico, right? It's going to, to me, I'm sorry, it's going to be an embarrassing night for Puerto Rico, man. It is what it is. Like, I don't even see him being competitive against Canelo. And I hope I'm wrong. Like, I've been wrong before. You know what I mean? I was wrong when it came to Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Like, I was like, there's no way on earth Ryan can beat Devin in a decision. But he did. He beat him in a decision, right? That shit. If you was to roll the dice 10 times on that fight, bro, how many times do you think it would come out that Ryan wins by decision? Come on, bro. It was either going to be Devin wins by decision or Ryan wins by TKO, stoppage, or knockout, right? Berlanga and Canelo. To me, if he makes it through the whole fight, that's a moral victory for Berlanga. That's a more like Jermell Charlo. When you look at the Jermell Charlo fight, after like the 5th round, you could just tell Jermell was just trying to go the distance. He didn't want to get knocked out by Canelo. Right? This is going to be a little bit different because Berlanga is a bigger fighter. He is I guess, I don't know if I would say a natural 168 pounder. He hasn't been at 168 that long. However, he is bigger than Canelo. He's heavier than Canelo. And he's definitely got the physique to be at 168. But I just don't think he's got a lot of tools. He doesn't. He's chin. First off, Berlanga is chinny. He is chinny. I believe he's been dropped twice. The dude that dropped him, I don't even know who he was. And I remember when he got dropped, his mom damn near had a heart attack in the front row. I just don't see what he can do to beat Canelo. Like, what's he going to do? Outpoint Canelo? He can't outpoint Canelo. He's not going to knock Canelo out. Like, in order for Canelo to lose, listen, in order for Canelo to lose, it would have to be like, we've been watching boxing long enough, right? There always comes that time where like Father Time catches up to a fighter, right? But Canelo isn't really that young. However, he's had a lot of fights and he's had a lot of wars. I guess you could say wars, but he's not, Canelo is not like a Devin Haney or a Ryan Garcia. He's not one of these guys that when he's not fighting, he blows up in weight and he gets out of shape. Canelo's always in shape, bro. He's like Terrence Crawford is always in shape. There's fighters that are always in shape. Now, the ones that are a gym rat and are always in shape, to me, are always the hardest to beat, because to me, they're sharpening their skills all year round. They're not fighting and then taking a couple months off, going to Dubai or whatever, going to Atlantic City, chilling for months or whatever, blowing up, eating good food, and then they wait for another fight, and then they go back to training camp, and then some of them were doing even a fat camp, right? No, Canelo's not like that. Terrence Bud Crawford is not like that. They live boxing, bro. Even when they're not fighting, they're in the gym. Maybe not as much. They ramp it up when they got to fight. In order for Canelo to lose this fight, bro, so much shit has to happen, bro. He's got to have an off night. Berlanga's going to have to catch him cleanly. Like, he's not going to outpoint Canelo, bro. Let's start with this. Canelo's got very good defense. To me, when I think of Canelo now, I think of defense. Got a very, very high guard, right? The dude, he's an exceptional body puncher. I believe he's going to drop Berlanga with a body punch. That's what I believe. I believe he's going to drop Berlanga early with a body shot. Canelo's a devastating power puncher. I said it yesterday. He a lot of times he looked like he's about to swing to the body and he brings his left hook up at the last second. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? It looks like it's a body shot, and at the last second he turns it upward and it hits you in the head, or he could do it the opposite way. It looks like he's going like that and then bring it down to the body, right? Canelo doesn't throw his jab a lot, and to me that's a plus for Berlanga, because anytime Berlanga struggled, mind you, he's struggling against guys I've never even heard of before, but the guys that he did struggle against, the reason why Berlanga was struggling is because they were throwing a jab and they were throwing it kind of consistently and it was fucking them up. I mean, these are basic things that are like, Berlanga, I'm sorry, bro, but he's a manufactured fighter, in my opinion. He's a manufactured fighter. I'm not saying he doesn't even deserve to fight Canelo. That's not what I'm saying. Canelo has technically cleared out, besides for Morrell, and as far as the known fighters, right? We're not talking Skull. We're not talking all the other guys, right? Because a lot of people don't even know who they are. Shishkin or Mimbili, right? We know who they are, but I'm talking about as far as like Pacheco, Caleb Plant. I don't even know if Pacheco was even fighting at 168 during Canelo's reign to 168. But nonetheless, Pacheco is now ranked number 1, by the way. But he's too green. Not only that, but doesn't he train with David Benavidez? I think that's another reason why Canelo wouldn't get that fight with him, because it wouldn't look right if he's fighting Canelo, but yet he's not fighting David. Yet this dude is. Do you see what I'm saying? But he is ranked number 1. He is ranked number 1. If we go to the rankings, You see at the WBO, see Pacheco is ranked number 1 in the WBO. IBF is William Skull. WBC is Mimbili. And the WBA number 1 ranked contender is Berlanga. So we look at the 4 that he had to pick from, right? Pacheco, Skull, Mimbili, or Berlanga. Canelo picked the right person, bro. That's why I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him because business-wise, this was the best fight that he could come up with. I kind of blame on this one right here for this fight specifically. I kind of do put some blame on Benavidez and their camp. I mean, you can't blame Canelo for this one because, you know, Mauricio Suleiman came out and said, hey, look, David ain't even fighting at 168. He has decided to stay at 175 and campaign for a lightweight belt. So you can't say anything about David Morrell either, because David Morrell went to go chase David. In my opinion, he chased David Benavidez. That's why he's there. I really believe David Morrell wants to fight David Benavidez, which, by the way, that is a sleeper of a fight, bro. When that fight ever happens, if it happens, bro, that is going to be fight of the year, in my opinion. Morrell versus David Benavidez would be fight of the year. I would put a ballot in there before the fight even happens, bro. Stylistically, they're just so stylistically they complement each other. With Canelo and Berlanga, and let's go to Berlanga again, bro. You know what's kind of weird to me, bro? I feel like I'm not saying y'all specifically. But I see a lot of people trying to explain this into a good fight. Like they're trying, mind you, listen to what I'm saying. It's not Canelo's fault. He had 4 guys to pick from. This was the best fight. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Berlanga's got the biggest name out of all 4 that was there. We do know for a fact that if he would have picked Pacheco, if he would have picked Mimbili, if he would have picked William Skull, people would have got on. See, Canelo's always in a damned if he do, damned if he don't situation. I've always said that. You know what I mean? If it wasn't going to be David, any David, I guarantee you if he would have picked David Morrell, people would have had an issue with that. Even though a lot of us wouldn't. But people are going to always complain whoever Canelo fights. And if he beats David, I already told you. If he was to beat David, they would say David was never that good, or you know, he waited until he couldn't make 168 anymore and he was having issues, or it's the rehydration clause, or no matter what, Canelo's always going to get some sort of, to me, unfair criticism. Some of it is brought on by himself and some of it isn't. But when it comes to Berlanga, to me, he picked the right opponent. It's just, for me, this is a fight that I've been dreading to want to see for months. For months, I said I don't want it, and I knew it was gonna happen, bro. I knew it was gonna happen. If anyone that follows me knows, I've been talking about this fight for months now because I knew it was gonna happen, bro. I knew it, and I said, bro, when that day comes, I don't want to see it because he's gonna embarrass Puerto Rico, and I guarantee you, he's gonna walk out with like Tito Trinidad or Miguel Cotto and Fat Joe, and it's gonna, and then he's just gonna be an embarrassment, bro. And I don't like that. You know what I mean? He's not even an Alexander Zayas. You know, like out of all the fighters from Puerto Rico today, none of them to me are on that level where, I'm not saying I don't support them, but none of them is on that level where I put faith in them to become the best in their division. None of them. None of them. There is what's the guy's name in the lighter weight class? What is he? Is he at 122 or one? I forgot the other guy. He's definitely promising, but that is the way lighter weight classes, bro. Talking about the ones that are known from Puerto Rico. Matias just lost, right? Berlanga's about to lose, and Alexander Zayas, he's in a bad position because even though he wins his fights clearly, he doesn't have that devastating knockout power that a lot of people want to see from Puerto Rican fighters. You know, not everybody that comes from Puerto Rico is a Hector Macho Camacho that is just like slick and slippery. Usually Puerto Rican champions, they got like a good left hook or a good right hand. They got power. They're usually boxer punchers, right? Berlanga's marketed as this guy with a lot of power, but he doesn't, bro. He doesn't. When you look at his resume, he doesn't have that much power because the guys that he knocked out in the first round, I don't even know who they are. I don't even know who they are. The guys that had somewhat of a name, he went the distance with them. He went the distance with what's his name? He went the distance with Jason Quigley. Jason Quigley was knocked out by Andre, bro. Andre knocked him out. So I find it funny that maybe some people are seeing something that I don't see, but when I see someone really try to tell me that this is a good fight, how? Good fight, how? If you're Puerto Rican and want to see one of your fighters like want to be on the come up, this isn't a good fight for us. Don't let people lie to you. I expect Canelo fans to be like, nah, Shadow, this is really a good fight. This is an intriguing fight. Berlanga comes to fight. Berlanga's got power. I expect them to try to talk them to try to make it seem like it's a good fight. Because if they don't, it makes Canelo look bad, bro. So I expect them to be like, oh, Shadow, come on, bro. Nah, you're bugging. You're taking it too far. This is a good fight. They're supposed to say that. What are they going to say? No, actually, to be honest with you, this is a trash-ass fight. Then that makes Canelo look bad. So I don't blame the people that are doing that. But some of them, but the people that are outright trying to tell the public that this is a good fight, how? Isn't like Berlanga like a 15-1? Isn't Canelo like a 50-1 or 15-1? I don't even know what the odds are, bro. They gotta be crazy, bro. Sergeant keeps trying to make this fight look like it's appealing to me. Like, come on, Sergeant. I you know damn well this fight is not going to be Hey, listen, if I'm wrong, bro, I got no problem being wrong. A lot of times I like being wrong. I'm not saying like in life I like being wrong. Nobody likes to be wrong, but in boxing, there's a lot of times where I want to be wrong, bro. I want to be wrong, especially when it comes to a fight that I feel like it's not going to be competitive or it's going to have an outcome that I don't like. Like I like for instance, Ryan Garcia, like I said, Ryan Garcia beating Devin Haney in a decision. I was completely wrong. The night before, I was like, that'll never happen. And I said, if that happens, I'll go live immediately after. And I did. I was happy that I was wrong. I hope Berlanga is competitive. But when I look at the tools that versus him and Canelo, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Canelo's a good body puncher. Canelo's got a good chin. Canelo's got more experience. Canelo does have respectable power. He just dropped Munguia in his last fight. I got Munguia levels above Berlanga. I got Caleb Plant outboxing Berlanga. I got David Morrell beating Berlanga. I got David Benavidez beating Berlanga. I got Pacheco beating Berlanga. Skull and Mbili beats Berlanga. He's manufactured to me. I mean, when you look at his listen, usually people that have a resumes like Berlanga, that is marketed to the public as he's a knockout puncher, this and that. Usually he's got a few names on his resume that you'd be like, oh shit, really? Look at his resume. Look at it. I'm sorry to say, bro, it's a joke. That's a joke. Gregory Clark, Cesar Nunes, Eric Moon, Linnell Bellows, Sierra. Damon Nicholson, to me, was his best win. He went the distance and dropped him 4 times in that fight. Marcelo, Steve Rose, he went the distance with Steve Rose. He went the distance with Romer Angulo. He went the distance with Jason Quigley. And he knocked out McCory in round 6 in his last fight. But prior to that, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight fights without a knockout, right? All before that, he had all these knockouts, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 15 or 16, yet nobody can name, and nobody knows any of these guys, bro. You're lying if you say that you know any of these guys. You can't name any of these guys without Googling them. I don't know who any of these guys are. The only person I actually knew was when he fought all these guys, the only person I actually knew as a name that I've seen a couple times was Damon Nicholson. Which, like I said, that was his best performance, in my opinion. Then he goes on to fight a whole bunch of. Come on, guys, look at the level of this. Look, let's pull up Canelo, bro. This is ridiculous, bro. You can't sit here and tell me that this is why people are saying what they're saying, bro. They're not just saying it just to say it, bro. It's clear as day. I mean, Canelo's resume is so long, I'm scrolling for like 3 minutes. Okay. This is crazy, bro. We go, if we go, so Edgar Berlanga, right? Let's real quick, right? Let's go right here. Steve Rose, Romer Angulo, Jason Quigley, Padraig McCory, right? I don't know. Okay. Now let's go to Canelo's last 5, 7 fights or whatever, right? There's going to be a huge difference here. Look at this, bro. Now Rocky Fielding looks great. You got Rocky Fielding, Daniel Jacobs, Sergey Kovalev, Callum Smith, Yildirim, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant, Dimitri Bivol, Golovkin again, John Ryder, Jamel Charlo, and Jaime Munguia. Those are all names we all know. We all know those names. We've all seen those fighters fight numerous times. How many of them are champions? Let me see. Triple G, Daniel Jacobs, Sergey, Callum, that's 4. Billy Joe, 5. Caleb Plant, 6. Jamel, 7. Jaime, 8. Right? How many of them were undefeated when he fought them? Triple G. I don't no, Daniel Jacobs had a loss. Sergey had a loss. Callum Smith was undefeated. Billy Joe was undefeated. Caleb Plant was undefeated. Dimitri Bivol, even though he lost, he was undefeated. Jamal Charlo was undisputed at 154. Jaime Munguia was undefeated. This shit is not even comparable, bro. It's laughable. When you look at the fights, when you compare these guys' resumes, it's laughable, bro. Who is Berlanga fighting, bro? Who are these guys? I know Steve Rose. I know Romer Angulo. Jason Quigley, like I said, Andre knocked him out. And like, what round did Andre knock him out? Andre knocked him out in round 2. He went the he went the distance with Shane Mosley Jr. But I mean, Shane Mosley Jr. I would say he's a solid fighter. Okay, he's nothing like his father. He's not an elite fighter. He's a good fighter. Yes, Shane Mosley Jr. is a good fighter. I don't know where you would rank him on the scales of him being an elite fighter. He's nowhere close to being an elite fighter, bro. He's a good fighter. Okay. Quigley went life and death with Mosley Jr. and then was knocked out in the second round by Andre. And Berlanga went the distance with this guy. Big power puncher Berlanga. You know, the one that jumped up on the ring and said, "I'm a motherfucking monster." That guy. That guy. At least, hey, that's the most honest I've seen. Well, I mean, that's the best honesty I've seen from you, Sergeant, because you've been trying to make it seem like, and I know you've been trolling me. And I know most of y'all are trolling me, man, because y'all know how I feel about this fight. And like I said, like, I'm not going to sit here, call Canelo a cherry picker and call him, bro, he didn't do anything wrong. This fight, he didn't do anything wrong. Anyone trying to tell you he did something wrong this fight, what did he do wrong? What did Canelo do wrong? The guys that people wanted him to fight weren't even available in the division. David is at 175. Even David Morrell is at 175. They're not even available to fight. So anyone calling it a cherry picked who? Berlanga was the best out of the 4 options that he had. Now, do I think the other 3 might give him a better fight? Yes, but we know boxing is a business too. What do you think they'd rather put on? Berlanga or him versus Mbili? Which ones you think is going to sell more? I don't even think the Berlanga fight's going to sell like that. It's going to always do some type of numbers because Canelo's fighting. I don't, you know what? I'm not even going to say that because I don't know necessarily if Berlanga sells out stadiums or whatever. Y'all know how I feel about him. So it ain't, I mean, he hasn't fought anybody where I'm like, damn, Berlanga's stepping up to the plate. Like, this is the first time he's going to be doing it. And he picked the wrong one. He picked the wrong one to try to step up, and it's not going to be competitive, bro, because he doesn't have that many tools, bro. He's got horrible footwork. He's chinny. His power is not what they make it seem, bro. The 16 guys he knocked out were no names. His jab is okay. He looked the best that he did in his last fight. That I will say. His last fight, he looked the best that he's ever been. That's not saying much, man. Yeah, I ain't gonna argue with you there. When it comes to Canelo and David, I'm not like, I don't put all the blame on Canelo though. I want to make it clear. Like when it comes to Canelo and David, I don't put all the blame on Canelo. Some of it is on David. So you know the excuse they're gonna put for David not staying at 168, right? You know, I already hear people saying it already. Like, oh, why was he gonna stay at 168? Canelo wasn't gonna fight him. So now we're just gonna skip that. Now it's almost like saying, I don't need to offer this guy a fight. He ain't gonna fight me. Well, how do you know? Oh, he didn't fight him before, but look at the options that Canelo had now. It was slim pickings at 168, right? He asked for one week extensions, David, and then just decided to stay at 175. So I don't really blame Canelo in that aspect, bro. I really don't. Look, Munguia was a good fight. That was for what was available last fight. Munguia was a good fight, and Munguia did a lot better than I expected. I tell you what, Munguia, I guarantee you at the end of the Berlanga fight, when you compare the two with him and Munguia, I guarantee you're going to look back and go, Munguia did a lot better than Berlanga. If Berlanga goes the distance, it's a moral victory. How many rounds do you think you got Berlanga seriously? Like, the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because Berlanga isn't a high volume puncher to me. He's not a combination type puncher, right? He's a power puncher, bro. And when you look at him fight, actually, he's desperate sometimes. It's very telegraphed, the punches that he's throwing. He's just trying to land that punch, bro. He doesn't put it together. It took him a while to even get his jab going for the one fight I saw when I was watching the Squiggly fight or whatever, I remember watching that fight, bro. I literally stopped watching it like around round 5. Because I couldn't believe that Berlanga couldn't get this guy out of there, bro. And I remember, and I think at that time there was another fight on. I just went to watch the other fight. Like, I'm looking at him and I'm like, you can't even get Jason Squiggly out of there, bro. We were talking about this yesterday. When Canelo said you're talking about this interview right here. I got to use the bathroom anyway, so I'm glad you brought it up. I'm glad you brought it up. I'll play it while I'm using the bathroom real quick. So this one, the one where Canelo says, I'll fight David for 150, 200 million, right? When I look at this, right? Now that I look at it and I'm looking at the context of everything, yeah, I don't think he should have said it, right? But I also don't think that he was being dead ass serious and accurate with that number. I think he was just being, what is the word for it, man? I'm not going to say sarcastic. He wasn't being sarcastic. There's a word for it. Because if you remember, he was talking about David Benavidez. This is what didn't really make sense about the whole thing. He's sitting there trying to, and this is what I got on Canelo about this, because it kind of doesn't make sense, right? He's sitting here telling you that this guy is a nobody, right? I'll play it while I go to the bathroom. He's telling you this guy's a nobody, right? But then in the very next sentence, he says, well, if somebody gives me $200 million, I'll fight him. Well, that doesn't make any sense. If the guy's a nobody, why do you need $150, $200 million? But when I look at the context of what he's saying, I don't think he was literally being serious about that amount. I think he was just trying to say, like, because the interview started off with them trying to dispel a rumor that the Benavidez camp had put out. The Benavidez camp had put out, it's loading. That's why I didn't play it yet. It's still loading. The Benavidez had put out, which was a rumor, that they were offered a certain number or whatever. And that's the first thing they asked Canelo. It's like, yo, is it true that like David got the, he said, no, nobody ever came to me about nothing. Then they start asking him about David. And that's when you start seeing Canelo say, look, bro, this dude's a nobody, bro. He can't offer me nothing. What's he going to offer me? Right. This is that diva shit that people talk about. I do think Canelo acts like a diva sometimes, but at the end of the day, he's earned that position, bro. When you sell the way that he does, bro, can you really complain? I mean, you could complain if you want, but who's gonna do it? What are you gonna do? You're really nothing you can do. He's the one in that position. He's the one calling the shots, bro. Which is another reason why I get on David, is because we can see clearly with the past how Canelo acts when a person tries to fight him. When Andre tried to when Canelo's fight was over, was it Billy Joe? I think it was Billy Joe. When he knocked out Billy Joe and he's in the back and he's talking after the fight, Andre thought it was a great idea. Well, while he's on camera, let me jump in and try to, make him look like a bitch and say, hey, fight me, right? Fight me, right? And that shit completely backfired. Canelo got pissed off. He took it as disrespect and said, I'm not going to give this guy a payday. Because in Canelo's mind, he's like, bro, this is what I disagree with him on. I feel like if you don't like somebody and they disrespect you, then beat his ass, right? But Canelo looks at it like, yeah, I want to beat his ass, but I don't also want to I don't like this guy so much. I don't want to set his family, he'll be good for the rest of his life. He's getting the best payday. So I kind of understand that. But at the end of the day, I'm like, but this is the fight game, bro. It's the fight game. No matter who you fight, they're going to get the biggest payday. So you might as well just give him his fucking payday and beat his ass, bro. So I never agreed with that mindset. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. There it goes. Wow, took a long time. All right, let me use the bathroom.
Is this true? Let me know if this is true or if people are wrong. Is it true you offered $5 million for a Benavidez fight and then you guys didn't hear back?
No, nothing is true. I don't know
how that
you.
came.
Yeah.
I think the dad said, "Oh, they offered us $5 million." And
no, never.
Okay.
Not that I know, and I know everything.
Question over here.
Okay, to piggyback off the offer, were you ever offered anything from Benavidez camp?
Nothing. And who is he for offering me the money?
Right.
Who is he?
It was said that it was 55.
Yeah, but who is he to offer me? And if he offered the amount he said, that amount I can make with anybody. So that's nothing.
You don't think that's the one of the biggest fights that can be made?
I don't. Maybe. Who knows? But he brings nothing to the table for me. He brings just 25 pounds more in the night. the fight on the night. That's it. But if some promoter, not him, because he's nothing to offer me anything.
Canelo, ¿cómo te sientes?
He's nothing to offer me money, I'm the one. So, but if one promoter who I work to, they come and say, I offer to you 150 to 200 million, I fight tomorrow.
Canelo,
that's the only reason I fight with him, because the only thing he brings to the table is 25 more pounds.
Canelo, I think this is a great fight that the Mexican fans are gonna enjoy.
So that was during the lead up to the Munguia fight, I believe, right? Now, when I look back at the context of that interview, I don't necessarily think he meant specifically 150, 200 million. I think he was just throwing a high number out there. Okay, I don't know how he meant it. I'm not in his mind. I'm telling you how I'm perceiving it now. Now that time has went by and I'm looking at it. the context of the context of the interview started with them trying to dispel a rumor that the Benavidez camp had put out there, which was he offered a fight? And Canelo was like, no, nobody offered nothing. I would know. Remember, he said, I know everything, right? So that's how the interview kind of like started off. So Canelo at that time, you got to remember, this goes back to what I'm saying. David Benavidez and his father. Now, as a fight fan, I like talking shit. I like it when a fighter talks shit. I like it when a fighter talks shit and backs it up. I don't just like a fighter that just talks and doesn't do anything. But I love a good promo. I love talking shit back and forth, right? This is the fight game, bro, right? I don't mind it when a fighter is quiet as long as they fight. And at the end of the day, the fight is more important than what you say, right? What I'm trying to say is it doesn't bother me. It's part of the game, right? However, we know from past that there's a certain way that Canelo Alvarez wants to be approached. Now, whether you agree with that or not, it doesn't really matter. I don't agree with it. I think it's like a diva, right? Like, what do you want somebody to kiss your ass and kiss your ring before they fight you? Fine. I don't agree with it either. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you agree with it. That's the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation is he wants you to approach him in a respectful manner. And David Benavidez and his father knows that. Because you could just use the Demetrius Andrade situation as an example. He tried to, disrespect Canelo on camera, right? And Canelo was like, oh, you a horrible fighter. You just want a payday, right? And he never fought Andrade, right? In Canelo's mind, he's like, yeah, I could fuck this guy up, but I'd be setting him. He'd be good for life. His kids would be good for life. His family would be good for life. I don't want to do that because I don't like him, right? So he doesn't like David. He doesn't like David's father. So the Benavidez camp knows this, right? So I was asking this question months ago. I said, so if you know in the back of your head that what you're doing is making Canelo back off even more from fighting, then why do you keep doing what you're doing? Which makes me think, do you really want the fight? You know when two people are about to fight, when they're inside an establishment or they're inside school, we all know, like when a person says, hey man, let's take this shit outside, right? You're inside an establishment. You don't want to get arrested, right? So the guy's like, yo, let's take this shit around the corner. You know he means business, right? But the other guy's like, no, we could do it right here, right? Why is he saying that? He's saying that because he knows the odds of somebody breaking it up or the odds is high. And he doesn't want to look like a bitch at the same time either, right? So it's sort of like when somebody tries to jump at you and there's people holding you back, right? That's why I laugh all the time. I say, man, just let them go. See what happens, right? I kind of believe a little bit with David. Like, because it doesn't make any sense to me. Like you know the way that you're approaching Canelo is making him be like, yo, bro, you're disrespectful as fuck. I don't want to give you a payday. So why do you keep doing that? That just it always made me ask that question, bro. I don't know if y'all ever thought of it like that, but months ago I was like, I don't get it. Why does David Benavidez Sr. or why does his father keep doing that to Canelo, knowing that shit pisses him off and is like lowering their chances of even fighting even more? So why would you continue to do that? Why? I'm not saying kiss his ass or whatever, but you're definitely not helping the situation, bro. And you know there's no way that you don't know. There's no way that you don't know and your son don't know that y'all making it worse, bro. There's just no way. You could have simply laid low and tried to let Samson work the shit out, bro. Now, that doesn't take away the blame from Canelo. Don't get it twisted, bro. Because if Canelo wanted to fight David at any time, that's all he had to do was snap his fingers and the shit would have been made. I'm just saying I don't completely blame Canelo 100% when it comes to the David situation. Look at what's happening right now. Look at what's happening right now. David asked for an extension twice and then stayed at 175. So if you want to blame, here goes the problem with people trying to blame Canelo with the past. Because for anybody saying, well, this is Canelo's fault because of all the times he didn't want to fight David, right? Then you know what I can say, right? I can say, well, you know what? If David didn't fucking lose his belt from eating cake and sniffing coke, he would have had he would have been one of the champions that Canelo would have had to run through. You see how you could play that game? You could play that, like, David's at fault too now. Let's not act like David wasn't a champion and fucked up his own shit twice. Like, people keep forgetting that, bro. Like, when Canelo went to 168 to become undisputed, David could have very well been. He would have had to go through David. Canelo didn't do that to David. David did that to David. So that's David's fault right there. Everything else, yeah, there's a lot of things that I blame on Canelo. All I'm saying is I don't blame the whole thing on Canelo when it comes to David. I also don't blame him for fighting Berlanga right now, because when I look at the fighters that was available, Berlanga is the best choice. I just don't like it because I think Berlanga is a manufactured fucking fighter. And I don't think he's that good. And I'm looking at his resume and I'm like, what? I'm looking at his resume. I mean, this is just, bro, it's common. Yo, you don't even gotta be watching boxing, bro. Like, to like, if you know somewhat about boxing, if you don't even gotta be an expert like how we are, or hardcores. I'm gonna say hardcores. I ain't gonna say expert. I'm gonna just say hardcores, right? You don't gotta be a hardcore. All you gotta do is just know some names, right? Like, for instance, the UFC. I don't follow the UFC like that, but I know the names. Like, I know a lot of the names. I know Pereira. I know what's the dudes, the Michael Venom Page. I know Ian Gary, John Jones, Aspinall, Curtis Blades. Like, I know some of the fighters. I'm not a hardcore. Like, I don't know the prospects. I don't know, like, there's guys that watch the prelims. They could tell you everybody that's on the prelims. I don't know any of those guys. But the guys that got a name, I know them, right? Same thing with boxing. You don't even gotta know all the top ranked prospects and all the DAZN prospects to know that when you look at these two things, right? When we go on Berlanga, right? When we go to Berlanga's resume and we go to the last, I don't know. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong one. Okay, let's go down to the 8, right? Let's start right here. Let's start right here. Damon Nicholson. Yes, I know him. This was Berlanga's best win. A lot of people got on Berlanga because this was the first fight where he did not stop the guy. Prior to this, he stopped everybody in the first round. Like I said, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but without Googling, name me 3 or 4 guys out of these guys that he knocked out in the first round. Without Googling, tell me 3 or 4 of them. You can't, bro. I don't give a fuck how much you know boxing. If you do, bro, then you're way better than me. Okay, I cannot name you 3 of these guys without Googling, bro. I don't know who they are. I've never seen them fight. I can honestly tell you, I've never seen them fight. The fighter that he first fought that I realized, okay, I know who Damon Nicholson is. He was in the Olympics, I believe, too. This was his best performance. He knocked him down 4 times, and he won every single round. And I remember people getting on Berlanga actually after this fight. They were like, look, he's exposed. And at that time, I said, actually, that's what I wanted to see. At that time, I was like, I wanted to see that because I wanted to see him go past 1 round. I needed to see if this guy got stamina. I need to see if this guy could still punch in the later half of the fight. Like, I got a lot of questions that need to be answered, right? Well, he did well that fight. I give it to Berlanga. I did. right? So up until that point, let me get this ready for you. Hold on 1 second. Here it is right here. Okay. So, am I still on this screen? Yes, I am. Okay, so here we are. Let me get this ready for you right here. Let me move this out the way. So, like I said, the guys that he knocked out, I never seen them before. But then he fights Damon Nicholson, who I did know, and he had a great performance in my opinion. He won every single round. He answered a lot of questions. He can go the whole fight. He dropped the dude 4 times. To me, it was a great performance, right? Then around that time, I'm pretty sure it was around that time, he then went to Puerto Rico. And spent time with my favorite fighter of all time that I grew up watching, Tito Trinidad. After that, right? Of course, you know, had Fat Joe and all them was walking, right? Then all of a sudden, it was like the fight after that. I think it was the fight after that. Was it this guy? Hold on 1 second. I think it was. I think it was right here. It says it right here. Berlanga got knocked down in round 9. This guy right here. I don't even know who this guy is. Marcelo, this guy. He gets dropped. And that's when you see Berlanga's mom like damn near having a heart attack in the front row, right? Then after that, he fights Steve Rolls. Goes the distance. Mind you, this is Berlanga, the guy that they're saying has all this massive power. The guy that jumped up on the ropes and said to Andre Ward, "I'm a motherfucking monster. Andre, I'm a motherfucking monster." You remember that? Like he's fucking destroying everybody, right? Like that's what they tried to make it seem like. Berlanga's that guy. He's that guy, right? Then he fights Romer Angulo and goes the distance with him. Then he goes the distance with Jason Quigley. Jason Quigley Squiggly. The guy that the guy that Andre knocked out in the second round. Now, I don't do the whole triangle theory, but damn it, Andre knocked this guy out in the second round, bro. He goes the distance with him. Then in his last fight, he looked the best that I've seen him, Berlanga. So now look at these names. You see these names? Now this is where I say you don't got to be a hardcore. Now, let's go over here to Canelo. Let's look at these last couple of names over here. We know everybody on here, bro. Daniel Jacobs, Sergey Kovalev, Callum Smith, Yildirim. Now Yildirim and Rocky Fielding look like fucking elites when you compare it to Berlanga's resume. If you put Rocky Fielding, Liam Smith, and John Ryder on Edgar Berlanga's resume, they would be the best fighters he's ever faced. Do y'all realize that? So we go back, right? So Triple G, Rocky Fielding, Daniel Jacobs, Sergey Kovalev, Callum Smith, Yildirim, Billy Joe, Caleb Plant, Dimitri Bivol, Triple G again, John Ryder, Jamel Charlo, and Jaime Munguia. How many of them was undefeated when Canelo fought them? Triple G 1, Callum Smith 2, Billy Joe 3, Caleb Plant 4, Dimitri Bivol 5, Jaime Munguia 6. How many of them were champions when he fought them? I mean, they damn near almost all of them was a champion at one point, bro. Triple G, Daniel Jacobs. I don't know if Rocky Fielding and John Ryder. I think Ryder. No, Ryder had that mandatory, but still, you got Sergey Kovalev. We know who he is, bro. The Crusher, right? I believe that's his nickname. But he had a belt. Callum Smith was undefeated, won the tournament. I believe Callum Smith won the 168 tournament, was undefeated in his prime. Yildirim, you even put Yildirim on Berlanga's resume, and it looks great. Billy Joe was undefeated champion at the time. Caleb Plant, undefeated champion at the time. Dimitri Bivol, yeah, he lost, but he's still undefeated and still a champion. Triple G, we know who he is. John Ryder, I think John Ryder, even though he's retired, I believe now, I still think he beats Berlanga. Jamel Charlo was undisputed at 154. And Jaime Munguia was undefeated. Bro, like, you don't gotta be a hardcore, bro, to look at both of this and be like, look at this fight. And Berlanga does not hit as hard as they're making it seem, bro. He doesn't. The guys he knocked out in the first round, we don't know who they are. When he fought anybody, now, even the guys that he struggled with, I don't even know who they are half the time. But he couldn't get them out of there. He couldn't get Demond Nicholson out of there. He couldn't get Jason Quigley out of there. He couldn't get Steve Rose out of there. He couldn't get Angulo out of there. Isn't Rose and Angulo, like, aren't they both like senior citizens, bro? Like, he couldn't get them out of there. This is Berlanga. I'm a motherfucking monster, right? That's why I didn't want this fight, bro, because he's gonna embarrass the fuck out of Puerto Rico, bro. And you got people out there that really think this guy's gonna do something. And I pray he does not walk out with Miguel Cotto or Trinidad. I already know Fat Joe's gonna walk his ass out. He's already on Twitter with Fat Joe or whatever. Okay, I get it, bro. He's got support. It's going to happen. But see, me, I know enough to know that it's going to be embarrassing. And this is one thing where I hope that I'm wrong, bro. I hope I'm wrong. I hope, listen, nothing would make me feel more happy than to be wrong about this fight and for Berlanga to put up a great fight. Berlanga credit, bro. But it's just, I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at the resume. I'm looking at his tools. My standard for Puerto Rican fighters are up here. Berlanga's like down fucking here, bro. Out of the Puerto Rican fighters today that are fighting, he's the last on the list that I would go to represent us, bro. My personal opinion. Out of all the ones that are fighting, he's the last on the list, bro, for me. Matias and even Xander Zayas, they're not, to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. None of these guys, none of them, to me, meet the standards of what I would like in a Puerto Rican fighter, bro. My standards is like Wilfredo Gomez, Cotto, fucking, of course, Trinidad. I mean, even if we had a slick fighter like Camacho, like it is what it is. But at least those guys to me were proven and they were solidified, bro. He's not solidified. None of these guys that are fighting right now are, to me. And out of all of them, to me, Berlanga is the worst. Not only that, to add insult to injury, when you ask a fighter, yo, can you beat this guy, right? No matter if you got 8 losses. I said this the other day, bro. If you got 6 or 7 losses, right? And somebody says, yo, can you beat Floyd Mayweather? What are you supposed to say as a fighter? You're supposed to say, yeah, of course, right? They asked Berlanga in an interview, are you the best Puerto Rican fighter fighting right now? You know what he said? He said, no. I mean, I agree with him. But the fact that he said that, I mean... Oh my God, bro. Is Josue still is he still fighting, by the way? Why would Canelo get stripped of what? He already did with the Williams Skull, didn't he? You talking about yeah. I think he did already. Yeah, I think he did. So it's not Canelo that I'm upset with, bro. It's just like if you think this is a great fight, fine, bro. Now, the only thing I can agree with you on is this. Berlanga has a type of style that can make the fight interesting, right? Because of the way he fights. But how do you know? How do you know he's not going to do what Jermell Charlo did? What was the big, now, even though it's a huge weight difference or whatever, still, at the end of the day, what was everybody saying when Jermell Charlo was going to fight Canelo? Oh, no, man, he's got that kill. He's got that dog in him. Jermell ain't going to back down. Canelo's going to struggle. And as soon as he got hit with something, and Jermell was like, all fight, right? How do you know Berlanga's not going to do that? I mean, I got him getting dropped with a body shot, to be honest with you. I think Canelo's going to drop Berlanga with a body shot, bro. And I think Berlanga's going to get dropped multiple times. I don't know about getting stopped, but I think he might get dropped multiple times. If I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong. I'm just telling you what I think, bro. Even if Canelo was falling off, Berlanga is like the safest one to fall off with. No, I put them all. Nobody fighting today. If you're talking about, do I put Berlanga in the same spot as Xander Zayas? No. I have Xander Zayas the best out of the bunch. But none of them. Do I have faith in them to become like an all-time great? If anyone's got a chance, it would be Xander Zayas, but still, even him. But yeah, I don't put Berlanga in the same spot as, I'm just saying Berlanga's got the biggest name, but is the least proven. I mean, the resume, for everybody that says resumes mean a lot, where everybody that says, well, who the fuck is he for? Who has he fought? That's all I hear a lot of people say. I mean, just go to Berlanga's resume, bro. If you're one of those people that say, oh, well, yeah, well, who did this guy fight? Then go to Berlanga's resume. That should answer everything that you need to know. You shouldn't even say anything anymore. Anybody saying this is a great fight, Shadow. This is a great fight. Really? 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 It is? Look at that, bro. Atrocious. I don't call people taxi cab drivers, Walmart. I don't do that, but I'm telling you, this is not a good resume, bro. This is garbage. Garbage, bro. But at the same time, I don't blame Canelo. In what regards? To be honest with you, Hawker? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could kind of say that. You could kind of actually no. I give Rolly more credit than I do Berlanga. Bro, y'all know I don't like Berlanga, bro. So let's not even like, I've been saying this for months. Like the way I'm acting right now is should be no surprise to nobody. I said months ago, I said I already see it happening, bro. I already see it happening. Berlanga's at 168. They're gonna want to do that Mexico versus Puerto Rico. I saw it happening and I was like, bruh, when this shit happens, bruh. You really think so? Hey, God bless you. I hope it is. I hope it is. Of course, we're gonna watch it, right? We're boxing fans, but I at least I'm not blaming Canelo though, because I do see a lot of people like getting on Canelo right now, and my whole question with them is like, why are you getting on him? What did he do wrong? What did Canelo do wrong? He picked the best guy, bro, that was available. It was slim pickings, bro. All the other guys to me would have gave him better work, but it wouldn't have sold anything. Business-wise, it wouldn't have made any sense to go with Minbilly. Business-wise, it wouldn't have made any sense to go with Pacheco or Shishkinin or whatever the hell his name is, or Skull. Business-wise, it would have been horrible to fight any one of those guys. So he did the right thing by picking Berlanga. It's just, it doesn't change the fact that it's not a competitive fight, bro. It's not. Can it be? Yeah, of course. Anything can happen, bro. A fucking tornado could hit my apartment right now and I could just go offline right now. Yeah, it's possible. I probably bet money it's not going to happen, though. Yeah, but it is what it is. Listen, I'm not here to tell you that what you should feel is right. That's not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. If you think it's a good fight and you think it's entertainment and you think it's worth, that's fine. I'm not here to tell you it's not. I'm here to tell you how I feel about it. I'm here to tell you that for months now, I've been saying when this fight happens, it's not going to be competitive. They're going to play off the whole Puerto Rico, Mexico thing as they should. They're going to make Berlanga to be like the guy representing us and everything. And he's going to go in there and make a mockery of us, bro. A mockery. That's why I didn't want to see it. I hope he proves me wrong, bro. I hope he proves me wrong. I mean, imagine if he drops Canelo. Oh my goodness. If he was to drop Canelo, bro, I would be indebted to Berlanga. But I don't think it's going to happen, bro. I don't. Even if Canelo was falling off this fight, like out of everybody to fall off with, to me, Berlanga is the safest bet. I said this yesterday. Let's play this game again. Who wins, Caleb Plant or Berlanga? Who wins, Jaime Munguia or Berlanga? Hold on. Before you say we don't know until they fight, okay, who do you think will win? Jaime Munguia, Berlanga? Caleb Plant, Berlanga? Pacheco versus Berlanga? David Morrell versus Berlanga? David Benavidez versus Berlanga? I even got, like I said, I got retired John Ryder, the one that fought Canelo, possibly beating Berlanga. I do believe that Skull, and I believe this other guy's better than him too. What's his name? Hold on. What's his name? Sergeant brought his name up earlier. I think he's better than Berlanga. I was watching a couple of this guy's fights. I think he's better than Berlanga. What's his name? Yes, Amok. Him. I can't say his name for shit. Glacius or whatever his name is. I watched a couple of his fights. He's better than Berlanga, in my opinion. Oh, you did? Yeah, I was watching a couple of his fights earlier today. He's better than Berlanga, in my opinion. Hold on. This guy right here. This guy. I think he's better than Berlanga. I watched 3 of his fights the other day. Now he's got a common name. He's got the guy that dropped Berlanga. Remember I told you the guy that dropped Berlanga in round 9, his name is Marcelo. Well, he fought Marcelo and knocked him out in the first round. He destroyed that guy. This guy stopped him. And the guy didn't even make it to round 2, but that guy dropped Berlanga in round 9. Andre kills Squiggly Quigley in round 2. Berlanga goes the whole damn fight. But this is the guy that I'm a motherfucking monster. Yeah, come on, bro. You ain't gonna fool me with this shit, bro. You could try to tell me all day this is a great fight. It's not. I don't blame Canelo, but it's not a competitive fight in my opinion. And you're gonna see when it happens, bro. And if I'm wrong, shit. Like I said, I'll be happy to be wrong, but I don't think I'm gonna be wrong, bro. I don't think I'm gonna be wrong because Berlanga struggles with anyone that has a jab and could put somewhat combinations together. Not even that. Like I think he's gonna get dropped by a body shot early. Are we gonna find out? Are we definitely gonna find out if he got dog in him? Hold on a second. Hold on. I mean, he was knocked out prior to fighting Pacheco, bro. But regardless, bro. Regardless, bro. I mean, you got people. You got some people that still think he's number 1 in the face of boxing. I also don't think. To be fair, I don't think people criticize Canelo nearly as much as like somebody like Crawford. I like Terrence Crawford, bro, and I think the fight on August 3rd is a very hard fight for him. By the way, I think Madrimov is a very dangerous opponent, bro. The more that I look at that guy's got some. If the first couple of rounds are going to be very, very important for Bud. This guy's very athletic. He's got a lot of power. He's young. I believe he's young. He's undefeated. I think it's a dangerous fight for Bud. I don't think it's a walk in the park. But at the same time, I think Bud gets a lot of passes that people would not give for Canelo. That's just my opinion. I feel like some of the things that he does, if Canelo did it, they would go crazy because he did it, and vice versa. I guess you could say the same for certain fans. But I mean, if we want to play the whole resume thing, I mean, there's a lot of people that question Bud Crawford's resume at 140, who he fought at, and once again, like Canelo, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. That's who was there at 140 when he went undisputed. Do you see how that works? Like, I don't blame Bud for fighting those guys at 140 because that's who was there. But yet they'll blame Canelo for going to 168. Mind you, these guys were undefeated and these guys were young and they were in their prime, bro. It's just Canelo's gonna get criticized no matter what he does. That's just how it is. I think he is a dangerous fighter. I think he is a dangerous fighter. He's definitely got power, bro. And he's definitely Bud is stepping up to his division. I mean, like I said, it's my opinion, bro. If you think the guy's garbage, I don't think he's garbage. I don't think he's garbage. I think the guy's a dangerous fighter, bro. That's not easy for Bud because he's moving up to a new weight class. We don't even know how his power is at 154, right? He's fighting a champion. He's fighting a guy that's been there, right? Young guy. He's not afraid of Bud. He's got power in both hands, bro. I watched a couple of this guy's fights now. Bro, his punches are thudding, bro. Like some people, you could hear when they throw punches how it sounds when they're blocked. And there's certain fighters, like, you could tell they got popped because even when the punches are blocked, you hear a thudding sound, right? Rolly's one of them. You could tell Rolly got power. Tank even said Rolly got power. He says when he was blocking Rolly's shots, he could feel the force. He's like, yeah, Rolly hits hard. You could hear the thudding shots when Rolly throws. This guy, clearly, you could hear thuds, bro. This guy now, as far as skill wise, of course, you got to give the skills to Bud. I mean, but it's still, to me, it's not an easy fight. And we don't know until they fight. Just like the same thing you could say with Berlanga and Canelo. We're going off what we think, right? We're going off what we think, right? I don't think Berlanga does anything to Canelo. I don't think. I mean, but boxing magic. But you see how they could say the same for Canelo, because Bud is fighting what was offered to him, right? At 154. This is what the Turk Al-Sheikh offered him, right? So, are you going to give Canelo credit for beating Berlanga? Boxing Magic? Are you going to give Canelo credit for beating Berlanga, who's not a champion? This guy that Bud's fighting is a champion. So if you're not going to give him credit for that, then Canelo gets no credit for Berlanga. Berlanga ain't even a champion. I'm not giving Bud Crawford any passes. I'm just trying to keep the same energy. If I'm going to give him credit for beating Berlanga, I mean, I got to give Bud credit for moving up a weight class, fighting an undefeated fighter that's a champion in that weight class. Like, to me, that's harder than Canelo's fight with Berlanga. Now, do we know if that's positive? No, we don't know until the fight happens. I'm telling you what I think, though. I think Bud's fight with Madrimov is a hell of a lot harder than Canelo fighting Berlanga. And if I'm going to give Canelo credit for beating Berlanga, who's got a horrible resume, and to me is an overrated manufactured fighter that's going to embarrass Puerto Rico, if I'm going to give him credit for that, then I got to give Bud credit for beating an undefeated champion at 154, regardless of how he got the belt, regardless of his resume. I think that dude at 154 that Bud's fighting, I think hits a hell of a lot harder than Berlanga. If you ask me, I think Berlanga's power is overrated. All those guys he knocked out in the first round, you don't know who they are. When he stepped up in competition, he wasn't knocking people out in the first round. That he did. And look, by the way, when it comes to Crawford, bro, y'all know for a fact I want him to fight Boots, bro. Boots is my guy, bro. I've always fucked with Boots, bro. I've always wanted that fight. I'm not giving him a pass for not fighting Boots. The same way people, and the same way people want to get on Canelo for David, and you could say it's a different situation. At the end of the day, it is what it is. If Bud would have fought Boots, he would have been 2 times undisputed. And to me, Boots is a harder fight. It is what it is. If I give one credit, I'm gonna give the other credit, bro. It wouldn't even make sense to me to give Canelo credit for beating Berlanga, but not give Crawford credit for beating a champion at a higher division, bro. Like, I criticize Crawford, but I'm not gonna like unrighteously criticize the man. I know a lot of y'all don't like Crawford. That's how it looks like to me. I don't give Crawford a pass on Boots. I fuck with Boots. I like Boots. But I still got to give Bud credit for fighting Madrimov at 154, bro. And I do think the dude is dangerous. Yes, I do. Y'all can say what you want. I disagree. I think that's a hard fight. That's his first fight at 154. That's Bud's first fight at 154. I don't know why. Yeah, I get it. Listen, I'm upset he didn't fight Boots either, but I'm not going to make it seem like what he's doing now is like this. Y'all making it seem like it's an insane cherry pick, bro. The man is moving up in weight. Fighting a champion that's undefeated. Like, no warm up, nothing like that. Like, to me, that's not easy, bro. And if I'm going to give Canelo credit for beating up on Berlanga, I got to give Crawford credit, bro. No, there's people that call it for what it is, I don't think Crawford is scared of Boots. I don't think he's scared of Boots at all. I don't think Boots is scared of him. I don't think he's scared of Boots either. I think it's about the money, bro. I think it's about the money. I don't think Crawford's scared of anybody. I don't think Crawford's scared of anybody. In my opinion, when you say, I want to make it clear, when you say duck, do you mean duck because he's afraid of him, or just he just avoided him? Because if it's avoided him, yes, he did. I mean, it's clear as day he did. You can't even deny that. Even the people that are Bud fans can't even deny that, because what their excuse, what the excuse they give you when you bring up the Boots and Crawford situation, what Bud fans will say is they're going to say to you, well, Boots is not a pay-per-view star. Boots never fought on pay-per-view. Boots don't sell. That's the first thing that they're not going to tell you. They're not going to say, I haven't seen any Bud fans go, well, no, he didn't avoid Boots. They clearly tell you he did not want to fight Boots because of the money. So yeah, he avoided him. But I don't think Bud avoided Boots because he was scared of him. No, I'm saying if I'm going to give him credit for beating Berlanga, then I got to give Crawford credit for beating Madrimov, because Madrimov is at least a champion, undefeated, and in a higher division. And I'm giving Canelo credit because I feel like I wouldn't give him credit if he had the choice to fight David and Berlanga and he picked Berlanga. No, I wouldn't, bro. I wouldn't. But this situation is not Canelo's fault. He picked the right opponent with what he had. That's why I'm giving him credit. That's why. Who else was he supposed to fight? Who else is he supposed to fight? And I've always said that Berlanga was like that. And you got to understand the way I view Berlanga is different from a lot of people, bro. I'm 3 to 4 times harder on any fighter from Puerto Rico than anybody else, because they represent my people, bro. So I'm always harder on them to begin with. And I just showed you his resume. It's trash. I never liked Berlanga. I don't play the on code shit. You think I'm gonna look stupid and go, oh yeah, because but I know he's gonna get fucked up. Like, this is where being on code makes you look stupid. Like, I've always criticized Berlanga, maybe a little bit too hard, but it is what it is. I expect a lot more from a Puerto Rican fighter, and I just don't think he's that guy. I think a lot of it is hyped. I think a lot of it is overhyped. I look at his resume, it's atrocious, bro. It's not a good resume at all. Let's go there again. It's not. It's just it's a trash resume, bro. I don't even like calling shit like that trash. I don't even like going on people's resumes like that, bro, but it is, bro. I mean, you want me to you want me to lie and say that I feel like this is a great competitive? I don't think it's going to be competitive, bro. I do support my people, bro. I do. I just don't like Berlanga, bro. I just don't like Berlanga, bro. I don't think he's the right guy to represent my people. That's just my opinion. But I've been saying this for months, way before this fight was announced. Way before this fight was announced. Because I've watched Berlanga fight, bro. And if you even have somewhat of a good jab and could put some combinations together, it's a hard night at the office for him, bro. Hard night at the office for him. I don't put a lot of credence into sparring. I don't, because like I said, when two people are sparring, a lot of times one person is getting ready for a fight. The other person is probably imitating another fighter or maybe not in shape, but still. A couple years ago, he was sparring Lubin, and Lubin was tearing him up, talking shit to him. And Berlanga looked fucking lost. Now, has he gotten better in the past couple of years? Yeah, but so has Canelo. Like, every time I want to give Berlanga any type of plus, bro, I just think of Canelo, and I'm like, okay, well, look at the last 8 opponents of Berlanga. Look at the last 8 opponents of Canelo. Like, it's not even, it's fucking laughable, bro. It's laughable, to be honest with you. Yes, this is somewhat of a true statement. At 168, I guess what I would change your statement is say, running out of fights that people would give Canelo credit for. That's how I would rephrase that. Because Canelo is always going to be criticized no matter what he does. And by the way, y'all can't say that I've been unfair. I saw somebody, shout out to the dude that was on D-Styles channel earlier. He said that most Puerto Rican fans don't like Canelo. And he was listing off his reasons why. And I'm like, well, I've always defended Canelo. For the most part. For the most part. I feel like the guy gets unfair criticism. I'm over here roasting Berlanga a lot more than Canelo, and that's because to me it's deserving. It's not even, Berlanga hasn't done shit. He hasn't fought nobody. He doesn't. He's chinny. He's got horrible footwork. He has a problem with anyone that throws a jab. He doesn't put combinations together. I mean, I can go all day long. The resume is horrible. Got dropped by some guy I don't even know. Went the distance with Jason Quigley when Andre knocked him out in the second round. Like, it's just piles and piles and piles of negativity for me, man. I can't support it. I can't support Berlanga, is what I'm saying. And I guess if you want to, because you're making it seem like I'm shitting on my people. I'm not, bro. It's Berlanga. It's him. I supported Matias. I support Xander Zayas. I'm not even saying that I don't even support Berlanga. I got no faith in him. Okay? If he pulls an upset or drops Canelo or whatever, I'll be, like I said, I want to be wrong, but I got no faith in him. And anyone trying to tell me this is a good fight, this is a competitive fight, to me, the only people that are saying that are Canelo fans. This is my opinion now. Are Canelo fans that, to me, you should be trying to tell people this is a good fight. Because if you don't, it makes Canelo look bad. But at the same time, I still believe he picked the best of what he had to pick. It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation for Canelo, bro. If he would have fought Mambili, or if he would have fought Skull, he would have got worse than what he's getting now with Berlanga. And you know it, and I know it. At least Berlanga, they could play the whole Puerto Rico versus Mexico avenue, and they could, you know, Berlanga's got somewhat of a name in New York. I mean, to me, Canelo did what he was supposed to do by picking his opponent. I have an issue with Berlanga, not my people, not Puerto Rican fighters. Berlanga. I think dude is a clown. Exaggerating what? Are you talking to me? Exaggerating what? If you're talking about exaggerating, I don't know if you're talking to me, brother. But if you're saying I'm exaggerating with Berlanga, what? What did I say that's exaggerated with Berlanga? He's not proven. He's chinny. Power is overrated. Resume's trash. He's only getting this fight with Canelo because he's Puerto Rican. And because he's got somewhat of a name. That's the only reason why he wasn't picked because of he earned his shot there. I mean, yeah, he was ranked number 1. How did he even get there? How many fights has he had at 168? He was ranked number 1. How many fights did he have at 168? Let me see. He had. So he was there. He was okay. So who was it? Oh, it was Andre that wasn't at 168. So he was at 168. So okay, fine. He earned his shot. He earned his shot, but still, once again, I'm looking at who he earned it against, and I'm looking at Canelo's resume. It's not even close, bro. It's not even close. I don't even. You can't tell me that you cannot use Google to name half of these guys that he knocked out in the first round, bro. It's just not a good resume for me. And now that I see that he's actually been at 168 this whole time, right? My next question is, hold on. My next question is, yeah, here we go. Here we go. My next question is, look at all these guys that are in. Let me see. Look at the guys that are in the WBA. Minbilly, Jaime Munguia, Caleb Plant, Pacheco. He ain't fight none of them. That's a good question. I don't know. Ask. Hey, what do you guys think? There's a lot of Canelo like fans in this chat. If Canelo goes 12 rounds with Berlanga, do you think that's a disappointment? That's a good question, actually. I think it's a moral victory for Berlanga. I mean, Canelo dropped Munguia in his last fight. I expect him to drop Berlanga. And like I said, I think the fight stops with a body shot, bro. I think the fight will be stopped with a body shot. Yeah, okay, that too, because that could happen too. But there's multiple things that could happen. Berlanga could get hit and go on his back foot and fight like Jermell the whole fight, right? Then people would criticize Canelo for not cutting off the ring or whatever. You already know how that goes. But at the end of the day, if Berlanga doesn't choose to fight, which I don't think that'll happen, I'm going to give him that much credit. I'm going to say that he's got enough heart to stand there and fight, which is why I believe he's going to get knocked out. But if he goes the whole fight and gets his ass whooped, then yeah, that's not a disappointment for Canelo because he beat the fuck out of him. But if he goes the whole fight against Berlanga and Berlanga wins like 4 rounds, yeah, that's a disappointment, bro. 4 or 5 rounds, to me, that's a disappointment. You look at Berlanga's resume, Berlanga's skill set, and Berlanga's career. This should not be competitive, bro. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. He had it. Didn't he had an issue with his hand? Did he not? Was that before the surgery or after the surgery? I do remember Canelo had hand surgery. Did he not? I don't understand. I don't understand that carrying thing, bro. Because y'all said he carried Munguia too. Like, I don't know if I necessarily believe that. You know what? If he was to carry anybody, it probably would have been Munguia because he really did respect Canelo. Really liked Munguia. Like he said it multiple times. I don't think he's gonna like Berlanga. Like Berlanga to me looks like he's gonna do some fuck shit at the promotion. That's another thing too. I know that this promotion, how Berlanga's gonna try to promote this fight, he's gonna look like a fool, man. He's gonna look like a fool. I'm telling you now. It's just he's already rubbing me the wrong way. It doesn't even take a lot for Berlanga to rub me the wrong way. He's already rubbing me the wrong way, right? He already got Fat Joe on fucking X. It's embarrassing, man. What do you mean? Berlanga's gonna make it dirty. You mean like low blows and stuff? It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me because he doesn't have a lot of tools to do. Listen, he doesn't have a lot of tools to even do anything. So I mean, being dirty might be to his benefit. I'm sure he did say that. I'm sure he did say that. Yeah, he's gonna say he's gonna say a lot more of other crazy things on the lead up to this fight too, bro. Watch. But before I get out of here, I did want to touch on the real quick the Shakur and Tank thing. I'm gonna tell you right now. I just want to say that I feel like a lot of shit. I don't even know the words for it, bro. I don't know what the hell's going on. You got Coach Kenny doing interviews, talking to Shakur, going on other channels, talking about, oh yeah, we're offering Shakur. That's who we want next. And then you got Coach Calvin saying, nah, we ain't fighting Shakur next. So I think it's just a whole bunch of fucking. It's just I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I really think they're gonna try to get the Tank fight, the Pitbull rematch fight. Which, by the way, August 3rd. By the way, that's a good card, bro. That's a good card. That's a very good card, man. And I cannot wait to see El Rayo versus Pitbull. That's such a good fight, bro. I think that's such a good fight. But anyway, bro, I appreciate y'all. I'll probably tomorrow's the weigh-in, right? Wait, is there a weigh-in? No, wait, there's no. Wait a second, no, that's UFC because I am watching UFC this weekend. Hold up. Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, Joe Joyce is fighting this Saturday. Then the following weekend, we got Crawford and Madrimov. Andy Cruz is fighting on that card. David Morrell is fighting on that card. Andy Ruiz and Jarrell Miller. Wait a second. I don't know if that's the old schedule, ain't it? Because they still got Tim Tszyu and Virgil on there. What is the Crawford undercard? The updated one. 2 days ago. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, stuff has changed here. Okay. So we got Steve Nelson fighting. We got Andy Cruz fighting. We got David Morrell fighting. We got Pitbull and O'Reilly fighting. We got Jared Anderson versus Martin Piccoli. That's supposed to be a good fight, I think. I think that dude, Martin Piccoli, hold on. I heard someone talking about this. Yeah, that dude's only got one loss, and that was to Michael Hunter. So that's gonna be that should be a pretty good step up for Jared Anderson. And then you got Andy Ruiz versus Big Baby Miller. And then, of course, Madrimov versus Terrence Buck. Man, bro, that's a good card, man. That's a good card. I like that card. It's definitely worth it, in my opinion. But anyway, bro, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, bro. I'll probably go live tomorrow, and I hope y'all have a blessed, morning or night now.